Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the final series of the broadcast, the final Team League match. It all comes down to this. It all comes down to Team Vitality and Shopify Rebellion here in the Crank Gather Season 2 group stage. As a reminder, this is the group stage determining which of these three teams will advance on to the playoffs. We have Streamer Zone, Team Vitality, and Shopify Rebellion. So far, things are looking a little bit dire here for Team Vitality. They have to win this series to have a chance to make it through. Meanwhile, Shopify, I believe if they win this series, they will confirm themselves into said playoffs, as Shopify have already beaten Streamer Zone, so beating Team Vitality will secure themselves. Oh boy. Here we go. Quickly checking out the lineups, though. We do have our teams. We have our lineups. We have Lambo versus Zound. They're going to be kicking things off on Ruby Rock in a ZVP. Lambo, of course, I believe he was featured previously on Ruby Rock as well. Yes, he was featured on Ruby Rock. As I mentioned before, Ruby Rock, I think, is a really good map for Zerg versus Protoss, specifically for the Zerg side, as the third base is very difficult to defend, and all-ins can hit very hard, or aggression can hit very hard. It's very difficult to defend on 3 and 4 bases on Ruby Rock. We'll see if Zound can fare better than Nightmare on Ruby Rock. Meanwhile, on 10,000 feet, that's going to be a hyper-aggressive map. TVT between Beyond and Maru. Let's go. The two Terran boys. Beyond and Maru, they're very good friends. They often do banter with each other, and I'm going to be leaning towards Beyond there, but Maru, he has really strong TVT. Bear that in mind. I think I would argue that maybe his best matchup is TVT currently. It's looking more sturdy than the others, at least in my opinion. I'm not too impressed by his TVP or TVZ. So that would be a strong matchup for Maru potentially, but also Beyond is in form and Maru's been taking a break, so that's also something to consider. Coming over to the 2v2s, Lambo and Harsum, as I mentioned before, in my opinion, they are going to be the strongest 2v2 duo in the entire league. They've got a lot of experience together with each other with 2v2, so they're going to be a hefty duo to bring down. Zound and Maru are going to be pairing together this time, so we're going through every single pairing. Day one, the initial series, we had Ryung and Maru, then last series we had Ryung and Zound, and now we have Maru and Zound. So it looks like we're just kind of mixing and matching the duos, the pairings, to kind of figure out who meshes the best together. And then we end the series with Scarlet and Ryung on Andromeda. Of course, we'll be playing on Tourmaline if we go to the ace match, but so far in tonight's broadcast, we have not gotten to the ace match a single time. Hope to get there eventually. But now Zound and Maru are going to be facing, Zound and Lambo are going to be facing off as we load into Ruby Rock. Here we go. Here we go. It's morning in the top left-hand corner of Ruby Rock. We have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss for Team Vitality. It is Zound. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the German Zerg player. We have the red Zerg representing Shopify. It is Lambo. Here we go. So here we have arrived. Whew. And again, we'll see how Lambo will approach this. We did already see Lambo in a ZVP against Nightmare earlier in today's broadcast, and Lambo, he was able to build up to 4 bases. He cut workers at 80, and he went into a Lair Tech all-in on 80 workers with Lingbane Hydra and nothing but Lingbane Hydra. No Hive, no Infestation Pits, and no Lurker Den, no further tech whatsoever, and he was able to break Nightmare on 4 bases. As we mentioned, on this map, the rush distance by ground is relatively short, and defending on 4 bases looks quite difficult here on Ruby Rock. It's not as defendable as on these other maps like Tokamak or Maganatha, for example. So we'll see how Zound will adjust his approach against Lambo, as I'm sure he was watching that Nightmare series, because I hope he was watching. So now it's stepping in. Which reminds me, I should submit my replay someday soon. Let's go. Ahí está, papi. Ahí está. It's okay. We're all rusty, papi. We're all rusty. It'll be fine. We won't be harsh, papi. We won't be harsh. Ahí está. So now we are going to be calming down. Link speed is going to be on the way, pulling out of gas, getting into a third base. Again, when it comes to early games EVP, it's pretty one note. Like, we don't really expect to see any kind of big deviations or anything like that. Something that is a bit of a shame that we don't have available to us is, I believe the mainstream, the Korean stream specifically, did have player cams, which would have been a really fun addition to the broadcast. Unfortunately, I don't think we have a clean feed available, but they did have player cams, which was really cool to see. Of course, shout out to Chijik as well. Chijik being the main sponsor of the event. Without them, we just wouldn't have these Team League. We would have significantly less Korean StarCraft as well. It's really cool to see how much they've invested into Korean StarCraft, into Crank, into not just Crank, but also SE Evo. It's really cool to see. And hey, maybe soon TM we'll see Hero streaming on Chijik as well. Gibbs, papi, Gibbs. But now, Sound does pull away. Does open up Stargate into Oracle, into a third expansion. Everything's looking normal so far from the side of Zound. As Zound looks to move out, Lambo is setting up back at home. We have a Spore in the natural, we have a Spore in the main base as well. Very often we do see Zerg players actually delay their spores, or delay one of their spores to be a little bit more efficient, but Lambo is playing very safely. And that is a Twilight Council before expanding. Okay, you have my attention. I'm suddenly brought back to the Zound versus Raynor series. If you remember, Zound did knock the hell out of Raynor in the RSL. In RSL Season 2, Zound, he did have a very intense and very aggressive series. How did Zound knock Raynor out? With Glaive Adepts, with just game after game after game, different forms, different variations of Glaive Adepts. So we have a Gateway Explosion, we have a late third base, we are expecting Glaives here, we're expecting Zound to double down. And Lambo does go for a safety Roach Warren. Now, oh, that is not Glaives. That is not Glaives. That's going to be Blink instead. This could be the beginning of an 8-gate 3-base all-in. What we're waiting for here is lack of Forge. We're waiting for lack of gases at the third base and a Gateway Explosion. If you remember, something that we talked about when in regards to Ruby Rock is just how aggressive you can be on this map, and it goes both ways. We saw Lambo was successfully aggressive against Nightmare off of 4 bases. Here we could see Zound be aggressive early on to try to knock Lambo out early by knocking down the 4th. So how many gateways do we have? Soon to be 5. And we're waiting for another set. We're waiting for another set of gateways. Again, no Forge, no +1. Getting up to 6 gateways. So 6 gates so far. As the 6th one on the way. Typically, we should be seeing a 7th gateway at home and an 8th gateway proxied across the map. As Zound is pushing, and we're waiting for said proxy location. Setting up in the center. Pushing right down mid. Blink is still not yet done. Maybe behind the set have plenty of links to work with. Oh, baits out the stasis. The 26 soon to be... Oh. Even more. And 46 Zerglings. Down he pokes in. He does find some damage so far. Nothing major. He's warping in back at home. Interesting. No proxy. And the map might just be small enough. Oh, Stage Trap. Oh, very nice Stage. Oh my god. Stage Trap does pop up. Zound is moving in. And wants to go for the kill. He wants to go for the kill. He wants that third base. Ooh, barely does get one of the queens. Stasis Trap is still a ways away. As more links getting picked up. Stasis Trap is about to run out. Stalkers have to pull away. Oh. Yeah, they barely pull back. A couple of Stalkers do fall. And Lambo holds. Yeah, Lambo, he's barely holding on here. Picks up more Stalkers, Hydras are amassing, and with the help of Hydras, Lambo, he will defend. And he saves his 3rd, more importantly, he never lost his 4th. Typically, this timing is going to be designed to push towards the 4th base to break the 4th. Here he pushed into the 3rd. This was more greedy from Zound, but he fails to get damage done. He trades against the army, that is true. At least he does preserve those stalkers. Oh, the efficiency. Okay, okay. 3 stalkers. Only 3 stalkers went down for 52 lings for 3 queens. Very nice trade here from Zan. And behind this, working towards Storm. Storm is on the way. Zan throwing down extra gateways. Zan, he is not good enough 4th base. Does seem like he's gearing up for a second wave, a second push. Meanwhile, the creep is almost non-existent here for Lambo. Lambo supply block. Oh, brutal supply block. 7 overlords on the way. And later, get out of here. Ay, ay, ay. Brutal supply block. We have the Hive on the way. Lurker Tech is on the way as well. So Lambo, he's trying to take up, but I believe Zan should be striking, should be hitting before Lurker Tech. As we are waiting for the War Prism. If we're waiting for the War Prism, then there's a chance that Lambo can morph in some Lair Tech Lurkers. Oracle's looking at the Revelation. Army moves out. Lings, they spot the move out. Zealot run by is spotted. That will distract Lambo. Yeah, Lambo, he responds to the Zealots, and there is an opening. There's an opening. Sound moving in. How many storms? 5 High Templar. At least 5 storms. And he cannot waste them. Lambo going for the counterattack. Setting up for the surround. At Templar, they pull away. We're still holding on to those storms. Oof. Zoning back the Hydras. Lings, they collapse in. They do force in the Archons. And here comes a surround. Lambo from behind takes out the Prism. Oh, at least I assumed he would. If still the Hydras, they do fall. Prism barely gets away. But Zan is running out of steam. He's running out of steam. He's running out of army. Down to 2 Archons. Barely a standing army. Zan, can he keep this going? Can he do it? Barely breaking through. Gets on top of the 4th base. Zealous, they catch reinforcements, and he's done it. Yeah, here he has done it. He breaks the 4th, catches reinforcements, can keep on pushing towards the 3rd base. It was very close. Lambo, he almost held. Again, if he had sniped that Prism, I mean, that could have been it. That could have been game then and there, just because it would have heavily slowed down Zan. But Zan cleans up those Hydras. Brings together his Archons, and Lambo, he's going to have 3 Lurkers. These are Lair Tech Lurkers. And they may not finish. And 1 is on the way. There's a Revelation. And Zan, he breaks through. Zan, he does break through, gets on top of the Lurkers. There's only 3. GG gets called, and Zan, he will take the game. He'll take a lead in the series. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Zan, he does put a point on the board for the first time here for Team Vitality. GG, well played. As I do quickly set that up. But he does take the win here. Again, Lambo, he definitely had potential here with his build. Zan was very committed, very aggressive. Initially, he failed to break the bases, but he was also trading very efficiently here, and it did allow for his second wave to hit that much harder. Lambo, he was setting up with this around, but he barely didn't get on top of that Prism. If he was able to, maybe a different game, maybe a different story, that would have been huge. Would have denied any reinforcements, any warpins, but he barely was unable to get on top of that Prism. And with that, GG. GG, and with that, we're now getting into our next setup here, into our next match. It's going to be that Terran versus Terran on 10,000 feet. Maru and Björn are going to be facing off in that best of 1. Coming into this, I do lean towards Björn just because Maru has been out of shape as of late, but at the same time, I do also understand that Maru, his best matchup is TVT. Like, he has some killer Terran versus Terran, and definitely is one that can threaten that of Björn. But it's also hard to call because it's the best of 1. Like, I can see this as the best of 3 going either direction, and going to the ace match. In a best of 1, anything can happen. And here we go. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of 10,000 feet, we have the red Terran player from South Korea representing Shopify. It is Björn. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Team Vitality. It is Maru. And we are expecting a lot of banter between these two. For those who are unaware, Maru and Bjorn, they're best friends. They're basically best friends. They do everything together, and they do banter a lot together as well. Oh, God. So I'm trying to keep up. I'm trying to keep up. I think they're doing some wordplay. If you're in the chat again, I would appreciate some translations. They also went very quickly as I was trying to get my phone in to try to Google Translate. I think they're talking about a build? Question mark? I don't. It's these goddamn kids. But here we go. Here we go. We're getting into our second game here of this overall series of this Team League match. And welcome to 10,000 feet. 10,000 feet is one of the smaller maps of the map pool. Aggression is favored on this map as well. And so far, no one proxies. No one does proxy. No one does set away racks across the map. Double gas opener out of Bjorn. Economic start out of Maru. Maru, he is known to be quite greedy in TVT, so that's something to bear in mind. Bjorn is also very familiar with how Maru plays. Very familiar. I think he's talking about the SCV scout. Yeah. So SCV scouting is really rare in TVT. You can see that Bjorn, he's just now Reaper scouting. Maru went for the SCV scout, and Bjorn, he was like, you're scouting? He's like, what are you doing? And Maru's like, oh, scouting is fun. As the Reapers, they bounce off each other. Maru, he does defend. And Bjorn is playing blind. Yeah, Bjorn is in the dark. Bjorn, he fails to get eyes on the natural. Again, we know that this was a greedy build out of Maru, but Bjorn is still a little bit in the dark as to what's been happening. Maru's just laughing that Bjorn didn't get into the natural. He rotates over. Maru, he's in position. And he will shoot first. Ooh, Bjorn does get the Marine. Not bad. Does confirm the CC's already done. Orbital's on the way. Gets a worker. Ooh, and pulls out. Bjorn, he does pull out. Does pull out, does pull away. What are they saying? Mars says spicy. Uninhabitable. Okay. I'm sure they're having some wordplay that's specific to Korean that I'm not understanding. But it's fine. So now we do have the Banshee follow-up here out of Bjorn. Mari is going for early tank production with the Vikings, going for an early push. Okay. Let's go. Smart. Again, he had the more economic starts as he's getting into that earlier tank production. Bjorn going for a very fast third CC. Greedy follow-up here out of Bjorn. Going to the third, and never mind. Now, I assume that we were going to be continuing tanks, but no, we go for the add-on swap, so never mind. Does go for the swap. Will delay his tanks. Going for the Raven follow-up, which means Bjorn, he may be able to get away with this. You just make it up? Well, I mean, we could make it up, but I was using Google Translate. It worked in the last series. Work then. But I know that Bjorn and Maru, they do like, I mean, Bjorn in general does like a lot of wordplay, and that doesn't like translate too well with Google Translate. Bjorn sets up behind the natural. Bjorn said it's scary, right? Maru said not really. I did see something like that. Oh, as Mara's going for a 2-base all-in. My apologies, I was a little bit distracted. That's the second starport. So 2-port, 2-base all-in. We're going into Mass Viking. So Mass Viking production into a Liberated follow-up. That is typically where this build does hit its stride. Basically, the purpose of this build is you go into Reactored Viking into triple Viking production, and then you can follow this up with a Liberator. Then you'll have air control. You can dominate the skies, and then your Liberator will dominate the ground. Now, this is the economic variation. Typically, you would do this almost immediately. Here, we opened up Raven first. It was Raven first, followed by the 2-port, which I believe is a more modern version, which does lead into a third CC. Whereas the more old-school version would just be a 2-port, like 2-base all-in. I believe this one comes with an expansion, if I'm not mistaken. We'll see. As Bjorn is claiming his third. Again, he did go for the greedier build. Mara's pushing. Yep, there's a third CC. So as we mentioned, like, this is the more modern variation of 2-port builds, which we have seen rise in popularity this year in 2025. So Mara does push out. Vikings are reinforcing. And Mara, he still doesn't really know what he's moving into. Does scan, does spot the third. He knows. He's aware. Nice disable, but Bjorn does on siege in time. He pulls away. Oh my god, barely doesn't get the Raven. Barely not. Banshee does hit the natural. SCVs are going down. And Mara's trying to commit. The tank's getting caught on siege. He gets one, he gets two. Nice disables. And Bjorn looks like he does barely have enough. At least unless the Vikings land. And it cleans up our tanks. Bjorn holds. Bjorn, he holds on at the same time. That one Banshee got 9 SCVs? No shot. Oh my god. 9 SCVs went down. Bjorn so far his economy is still untouched. Ooh. We'll lose this Raven though. Again, the power of the Mass Viking. And here we go, making 3 Liberators at a time. That's a lot of freedom. That's a lot of liberation. As Mari may have lost his tanks, but he maintains his Viking count. I say that. Ooh. Marines, they stim in, Vikings, they land, and Vikings are going to be going down. Oof. Still a messy fight. Very messy. Johnny barely does get away. Again, this entire time he's been enjoying a greater economy. And Mars in a rough position. Ideally, he wanted to break beyond and then there the natural, but he failed to do so. He lost every single tank. He still maintains his Vikings, and these Liberators are still a nice power spike for Maru, but it might still not be enough. Like, he doesn't really have much on the ground. The Marines, they start to step in. Yeah, they stim in. They catch one of the Liberators. Maru, he's forced all the way back. Does siege in time. Does siege. Tank falls. Marines, they barely get on top of the Liberators. He gets one. Should barely get the other. Vikings, they land. It's going to be a clutch hold. Oh my god. Vikings, they're barely holding on. But once again, 8 SCV kills. Once again, 8 workers go down in the defense. Once again, Bjorn's getting a 4th base. He's maintaining his economic lead. And Bjorn is snowballing out of control. He sieges up. This is the brutal thing about this center base. How do you mine? You don't. You cannot mine. Not against Terran. Not against tanks. Tanks, they siege up on the other side. 0 mining, 0 economy. Mara's getting a 4th CC. Kills the tank. Let's catch one of the tanks. Bjorn dropping into the main. Still denying mining. Oh no, Dorelian! Maru! Nah, he rallies in! 5 SCV kills, drop into the main. Papi, get out of here. 11 SCVs, and Mara's being pulled apart. He's just being pulled apart here. SCVs are going down left and right. And with that, Bjorn has done it. He has broken Maru. He's crippled the economy. Again, Maru, he was so committed to his earlier push. To the 2-port build, and again, we spoke about the lackluster assault here at the natural. And it wasn't just lackluster assault, it was the fact that Bjorn was greedy. Remember, Bjorn, he went for a faster TC and he got away with it. He got away with it. And from there, he snowballed out of control. The pressure was on Maru to break Bjorn then and there, or at least cripple the economy. Failed to do so. And now Bjorn can keep rallying. And again, I don't see a world where Maru can actually get this face up. Bjorn just needs to move in and siege. Oh, God. We gotta stop trying to take the space back. He's like... It's not worth it, Maru. It's not worth it. Not again! Oh my God, okay, no vision. There's the scare. There's the scare. The mules on top of the tank, on top of tank range as well. 13 SCV kills. Not like this. So we got 2 Marines. Limited anti-air from Bjorn. Idioms and puns are hard to translate. Yeah. For sure. As Bjarni sims up the ramp, the boys are being pulled. GG gets called, and Bjarni snowballs out of control. Takes down Maru, puts a point on the board for Shopify. GG. Whew, GG, well played again. Maru, who was very committed with his build, very committed with his 2-port play, going to Mass Viking, had to break that natural, or at least do some economic damage. Why is that? Because Bjorn was being greedy. He rushed into a 3rd CC, and he got away with it. Got his 3rd base up and running, was completely untouched. Fun fact, Bjorn actually had to pull the boys to defend his natural. Lost like 1 SCV. He lost 1 worker, barely lost anything. So after the defense, Bjorn, I want to say, had around a 20 worker lead. He was very, very far ahead economically. From there, could just chase, and we also saw, unfortunately, the desired 3rd base for Maru. Maru, he was trying to, because he was being so aggressive, he was expanding forward towards Bjorn with that forward base. Unfortunately, it was that much more exposed, and Maru, he never got it up and running. I want to say he lost over 30 SCVs throughout the course of that game at that mineral line, as he just kept trying to saturate, kept trying to transfer over, and kept losing SCVs. Just could not maintain that 3rd. I was already in a rough position to begin with, and GG. GG, well played. With that, we have a back and forth. For the first time tonight, we do have that back and forth here in our Team League match. We have both Team Vitality and Shopify with a tied 1-1 scoreline, and we are getting ready for that follow-up for that 2v2. Here we go. Oh boy, and it's going to be an interesting one as well. As we mentioned before, coming into this, Lambo and Harstem, they have a lot of experience in 2 versus 2. A lot of experience. They are very well versed, and I would say that they are probably the strongest duo in the entire league. So this is a good chance, a good opportunity for Harstem and Lambo to take a lead for their team. We'll see how well Maru and Zaun actually work together. Oh boy. See how well they work together as they're going to be playing and competing together in a 2v2 tournament, in a 2v2 matchup for the first time. Let's go. Let us go, as our game is going to be on Gem Garden. I'll say that's my one criticism so far, is, if I'm not mistaken, I believe there's only one 2v2 map. We've only played on one 2v2 map the entire tournament so far, and I'm hoping that we get a little bit more diversity as the tournament progresses. Like to see some other maps. But otherwise, here we go. Spawning on the right side of Gem Garden, we do have our red team. We have our Protoss, our Zerg. We have Harstem and Lambo for Shopify. And spawning on the left side, on the left-hand side of Gem Garden, we do have our blue team. We have our teal Terran. We have our blue Protoss. We have Zaun and Maru for Team Vitality. Let's go. Let us go. So we are getting into our next game, and we're here to determine who will take a lead in the series. As so far we're tied up 1-1. Lambo going hatch first. We have seen Lambo and Harstem go for different builds and different strategies so far in their games and their matches. We've seen Lambo feed Harstem. Did see that previously. Likewise, we saw some more committed macro play as well, at least a little bit more between Harstem and Lambo last time we saw them. in this series versus Streamer Zone. With Lambo going Massling and giving Hearthstone basically all of his gas. So it was just Massling at a Lambo and just feeding Hearthstone in a different way. This time, oh, we have 2 Raxes. Okay. Maru, he does open up 2 racks. Going for a delayed gas. Interesting. Well, CC first, I guess. So CC first out of Maru. Very greedy build here from our Terran player. CC first into 2 Raxes. Meanwhile, Zaun opening up Gate Expand. That can be difficult keeping up with 4 players and what they're doing. As Hearthstone is going for a relatively well-timed expansion. It's quite rare to see this out of Hearthstone. We've seen a little 1-base play for him, or delayed expansions in 2v2. So we have Link Speed on the way. Take up Church of Hearthstone is going to be the Twilight Council. Likewise, they can say the same for Zaun. And we do see that Maru, I was curious if it was going to open up with anything more aggressive here, but he's just been so greedy. CC first into 2 Raxes into add-ons. Maru, what is his army? 1 Marine. This is all that Maru has had. And if we saw any aggression from the other side, bearing in mind we have very limited scouting information as well, if Lambo and Hearthstone were going for all-ins, then Team Vitality, they would just topple over 100%. Like, they would just be dead. So again, hyper greed out of Maru, going for a 3 ranks follow-up even. Jesus. Maru, he's having fun. He's having fun. See in the chat, Platypus eggs. Platypus. Isn't the new match starting now? These are yesterday's matches. As a reminder, the main sponsor of this event is Chijik. Bam, there we go. Chijik. Chijik, they are a Korean streaming platform. So if you want to cast this event live, it has to be on Chijik. We cannot stream it live on Twitch or on YouTube or on any other platform. So it cannot be live casted outside of their platform. We do have an account. We do have a Chijik account, and we have streamed on that platform before. But honestly, like, viewership is really rough. It's really bad from the foreign side of things. Again, not a lot of English speakers use the platform and actually find their way to the account. So because of that, it hasn't really been worth it in the past casting in it. We do fare a little bit better just casting via replays. Just casting via replays a day later. So these matches that we're covering here are like 20 hours after the fact. So we're live around almost a day later with the previous day's matches here on Twitch, on YouTube, on all the other platforms. Just as a heads up, which is why if you look in the title of the stream, it does say replay cast. It is a replay cast. Just as a heads up, if you wanted to cast it live, then we would be live on Chijik, not here. Be over on Chijik. Meanwhile, as we're getting into our game, it's been quite passive. It's been very, very passive so far. And I actually do favor Zaun and Maru's position because they've been so greedy. They've been so greedy here with Maru building up his bio army. We have Mass Phoenix on the way from Zaun as well, and they've been left to their own devices. From the other side of things, where we have out of Hearthstone and out of Lambo, we do see a more gateway heavy composition out of Hearthstone. We do see a +1 melee Mass Ling out of Lambo. We have some decent compositions, don't get me wrong, but we'll see who scales better into a longer game, as we have more Stargates on the way and +1 air attack. Zaun embracing Sky Toss. Lambo is trying to be active. Maru moves out with a double drop. I do love that Zaun, he's basically kind of ferrying the double drop over. He's escorting, ensuring that the Medivacs are safe, and likewise here to support as well. They unload a little bit too... Oh, wait, yeah, they unload a little bit too soon. They get spotted. Yeah, they are going to be spotted here. as they can focus down those tumors and bust into the main, but Stalkers are in position. Hearthstone is ready. Hearthstone is ready for this. Lembo, he responds. He's racing into the main. Nice time with the sentry. Getting one, getting two. Sentry's going to be going down. Lings, they collapse on top of the ring. So I started stepping here to Maru. Lings, they just get annihilated. Oh my god. But Hearthstone does help hold. And the Mass Stalker is going to be enough. And Shopify, they defend their main. They defend their main base. Ooh, Maru does not get away. Losing a full medevac. Losing both medevacs even. Ay, ay, ay. Both medevacs go down. Phoenixes, they try to harass. And so far, Hearthstone is all over this. Shuts down the drops, zones away the Phoenixes. And they defend well. They do defend well. Now, what's scary here is what Zan is up to. What do we see? Sky Toss. Not just Phoenixes, carriers are on the way. So we're building up into carrier production. Zan is going full Sky Toss. Meanwhile, Mara is going into Bio Tank. And we'll see if Mara can protect Zan long enough to get into Sky Toss. Can he protect? Should have invited T1 so it could be Hero versus the world. Let's go, Bucky, let's go. But unfortunately, we're in a current state in StarCraft where a lot of the teams in StarCraft, they only have like one player each sort of thing, so there's not that many other teams with deeper rosters. Like the only other team that I'm thinking of is Platinum Heroes, right? I'm thinking of Platinum Heroes and yeah, I think that's kind of it. Like Sentinels, RSC Esports, like they all have like T1, like they all have like one player each sort of thing. Maybe for another tournament like this, we could see some partnerships. You know, we could see like Center One or or something. I don't know. Trying to think what other teams we have. See Mouse Storm Gaming. Like Gabe and Max or something. I don't know. We can piece some players together. As Lembo's maxed. Jesus. Lembo's maxed out. Hive is done, getting into mass ultra production. The Sky Toss is still amassing for Zan, and the question becomes, does he have enough yet? It's still slow going, right? Still slow going. He's got 4 carriers so far. He's about to have 7 carriers. That's a lot of carriers. And ultras don't shoot up, but we have the Spire finishing up as well, so we can get into Corruptors. Corruptors going to be on the horizon. As the armies do split. Hearthstone distracting on the top side. Pulls away. Lingbane is getting ready. And we'll see what Lembo can get done, as this is a massive distraction here. Yeah, both armies are out of position, and we can strike both of Zan's bases. Yeah, speaking of, Ling Ultra towards the 5th. Lingbane towards the 4th. Sorry, towards the 3rd and 4th. And next I are going to be going down. Oh, the pros! No! Ooh, they do run in. Bailey's they pop up. They don't quite get into the second mineral line, but nice damage nonetheless. Oh, looks like there was a bit of a pause. And the Nexus, it looks like it barely will go down. Or barely not. Oh, it's going to be close. Ducklings. They barely do get it. With that, the Nexus are falling. Lings, they do hold position in the mineral line. Rushing into the bases, and we are bullying Zan right now. I mean, hey, he's the one with the Sky Toss. We gotta shut him down. Yeah, getting to the mid lines at the same time. Hearthstone, he does blink under the carriers. A little bit ill-advised. As Hearthstone, he will lose all of his stalkers. Oof. Yeah, big blow to that Hearthstone. That was not an opening. And Zan, he's going for the counterattack. Zan, he's lost a lot back at home. But he's pushing. Oh, oh. And we'll see if Hearthstone can slow this down. Blinks in, gets one. Gets one carrier. Can he get two? Barely can. Whew, two carriers go down. But remember, Zali's not by himself. Maru's coming in. He's got his Ghost, got his Bio. Snipes, they pop up. And Maru's actually maxed. Jesus. And Maru, he's rallying across the map. He has a massive bio army. They've been so focused on Town. What about Maru? What about the Terran, Patty? Does he have some Link Bane one-buys across the map? Storm is buying some time. What else do we have here for Lambo? He's got a couple of Infestors. He had a couple of Infestors. Yeah, Brutal Pickups. We land one Fungal. But there just might be too much Skytoss here and too much Bioterran. Oh, wait, getting in. Infestors go down. Snipes on the Corruptors, not enough anti-air. The carriers, they maintain themselves. And Zound, sure, his economy may be crippled, but they're doing it. They're breaking through. There's just not enough for Hearthstone, not enough for Lambo. Like Lambo, he's going for run-bys, he's going for counterattacks. That does not matter. What matters is the main army. And he only has what? Only 4 corrupt Jesus. Yeah, it's only 4 corruptors. Link Bane rolls in. Nice kiting here by Maru. He kites away. And they've done it. Yeah, Team Vitality, I believe. I mean, the Stalker count, yeah, it's not quite there. I say that, down to 2 carriers, okay. 2 carriers left. We're camping Mars production. Does he turn around? Back at Maru, he does defend. Maru defends, they knock down another expansion, another base. You can see that Lambo is still just rallying across. He just ignores the main army, he's just rallying everything he can. Finding more SCVs, at least trying to. Being as annoying as possible. Yo, we got Microbial Shroud on the way. Let's go. Won't help it get snipes, but it'd be cool to see nonetheless. I think I've seen it once so far. As again, Marin's out. They still have the greater army. Oh, these counterattacks are so annoying. Sadly, recalls back home. Bit of a miss rally here. Throwing away some Infestors. Arseme's got 14 Stalkers. Can he get under that Skytoss? What are you Stalker going to say? 16 Corruptors as well for Lambo. It's going to be close. If we work together with Storms. Everything's coming together here. Storms ain't turned away. High Templar, they get caught out. Lambo thinks about diving in. The run-bys are subsiding. Mara, he's almost remaxed. He's almost remaxed. That's a 16 Ghost. He's ready. Yeah, Scanner reels Lambo. We'll see if the snipes can pop up. Chargers are coming from behind. We're coming for the surround. The Bailings, can he get in? If Bailings get rolling in, the Ghost do full. Massive surround. Ooh, no detection. Uh-oh. Ghost, they do get away. But the Skytoss is cleaned up. And Zan, he's run out of steam. At this point, you can see here that Zan, he barely has any economy. This is the army remaining. Zan, he has no Skytos. He has just purely Phoenix. When I say Skytos, I mean he has no carriers. Just a Phoenix-based army. And Maru, he's on his own. He's on his own. In a sense that, like, Zan, he's crippled. And that was all that Zan had left. And the thing about Hearthstone and Lambert, they have bases, right? They have bases, they have expansions, they have mining. They had the wherewithal to take these northern expansions. Meanwhile, Maru and Zan, they never quite touched these bases towards the top side, which are meant to be safer, by the way. These are meant to be safer expansions, and they never took them. So Maru and Zan, over time, they're running out of steam. They're running out of money. Like Zan, Maru, he's down to a half saturation here at this forward base. Nothing at the natural, barely anything in the main. He's floating over. This is just coming down to the economy. Coming down to the economy, Pat. I think it was impressive. Like Zan and Maru, it feels like they had for a long time kind of a death blow of an army that could end the game, but we had just non-stop run-bys, non-stop counterattacks, both by Hearthstone and by Lambo. They were being so annoying with their Lings, with their Zealots, with their Warpins. They dealt so much damage across the map. To the point where it did matter in the end, right? Like Zan, he was losing bases after base, or base after base. Hello. Nice EMP. Let's catch 2 infestors of that. Speaking of stellar run-bys, gets the tank. Oh, he saves it with the lift. Let's go. Yo, shout out to Zan, by the way. He saved the tank. Ah, that's teamwork. Well, they might be in a rough position here, but that was beautiful. For those that are curious, with Phoenixes, I mean with spells in general, you can target your friends, your allies' units. So you can use lift in such a way. I believe it's the same with like abduction, so you can like abduct like your allies' units to safety, or so now we're moving in. Marju move in, decent fungal here on the main army. Denying a base. Not the most important expansion here from Maru. So he does have another base up and running. Maybe he rotates. Rotates over. Brutal tank shots on the Ling Bane. Yeah, not the most efficient fight here from Lambert, bleeding out a lot of Ling Bane. Lands a fungal, but there's no follow-up. So Zan and Maru, they've been much more efficient here. I mean, they have a more efficient army. But we can't be too wasteful. Ling Runby doesn't achieve too much, but it does distract. At the same time, we're just going straight for the production. Let's go. Dives on the orbital. Main base goes down. Getting into the add-ons. One factory does fall. Takes down the factory, takes down the starports, more importantly. Very nice. Gets one of the starports. From here, from here, Hearthstone does pull back. It's a tech lab. Ling Runby does get into the mineral line. There's only so much you can lift with these Phoenixes. Probes are going down. Another base falls for Zeon. And you can see we're just trying to pick Mara and Zan apart. The main army, though, has been building up. I mean, at one point, not too long ago, Zan, he was down to 0 carriers. That's up to 12. Oh my god. It's like Mara's had been feeding him. Jesus. 12. We've built back up to 12 carriers. Okay. Yeah, we can pull this off. 12 carriers are moving in. Chasing down all these stalkers, one after the other. They get lifted. Once again, Ling run by to do collapse on the army. They force a lift. More SCVs going down, and the economy is almost non-existent here. Like, we have 0 income. I say 0 income. We have like half a base, but it's all about the main army. Zan and Mara, they're all in. This is it. Now, what I will say is that Harsum can take it slow. Like, you don't have to engage. You don't have to. You can give up a base. Give up a base. Take it slow. Back off. Pick up 1 or 2 units here and there. Remember, you have all these southern expansions. And likewise, Harsum, you don't want to fight on your own. You got to wait for Lambo. Lambo's coming. He's a ways away. Look to the east, Pappy. Lambo's coming in. Again, we're just playing patience, getting extra warp ins. Ghosts are moving forward. Oh, going for the storm. Yeah, nice storm with the Phoenixes. Brutal storm, actually. Ling Bane rolls forward. We get an okay fungal. Stalkers, they dive on the carriers, but I don't know if there's enough there. Yeah, going for the mass power bomb as well. Ghosts, they pull away. Stalkers, they're being cleaned up. And the Sky Toss. The Sky Toss does prevail. Yeah, there's too much in the air, likewise that Ghost did live. It was very messy. It was, it's a very messy fight. But at the end, Zan and Mara, they overwhelm the army, they break into the main bases. And we're going for the base trade. We're going for the elimination. We migrate. We have the great migration. Mari's getting out of there. We're killing all the buildings, but Mari, he does take flight. He's flying over. Mari, he can. Oh no! Harsum, he finds it. Harsum, he finds the CC. Okay, CC does burn. He finds one. Phoenix as they turn back around. And again, all these buildings will fall. Harsum comes back around. Okay, so one CC is burning, the other also about to burn down as well. So 0 orbitals. 0 orbitals, they will both fall. Technically, we can land and we can mule. Oh, nah, not anymore. Not anymore. You can mule to repair. But even then, Mara doesn't really have that much money. Oh, the SCVs. SCVs are coming in. They're coming in to repair. These are the last buildings. And he can land. Yeah, he can land that orbital. He can mule. Technically, Maru can rebuild his economy. And you can see both Harsum and Lambo expanding bottom left. They take their expansions. I'll probably leave the tab here, on the production tab on units. So we do see Harsum has got 22 stalkers marauding behind the army. We have corruptors amassing here for Lambo. Speaking of all the things there, Rick's End. You see Harsum sharking around. Again, Harsum is being cheeky. Looking to snipe. Again, it's 4 axes, 1 starport, and 1 CC. Comes in from behind, gets a couple shots off. Oh, does find some SCVs, okay. Nice damage. And Lambo behind this has been building up his own Ling Bane. Some High Templar now for Harsum. Got 5 Templar. It looks like they left the tech alive. Yeah, so Templar Archives still up and running. So Harsum still has some storms. Now, eventually, this death blow of an army is going to make its way towards bottom left. Like, they're making their way there. It's like a co-op mission where, where you have, like, the AI death blow army just slowly working through all these bases. As the co-op team, like, you have, like, a time limit here to, like, to shut this down. The death blow is coming, Fatty. It's coming. Lings, they kind of tend to surround. Again, these Zerglings are, they have their place. They have their uses against the Ghost Army, I guess. Corruptor kind of slowly building up. Another base is falling. Hearthstone, his final bases are next, by the way. His final expansions. As Lambo's just just taking every base he can. And again, he can always feed Hearthstone. Always give him money. Oh no! Oh, the brutal warp in. Brutal warp in. Free pickups. And not the place to warp in, Hearthstone. Losing free units. Corruptors are coming in from behind. Can they get one of the Raxes? No, it doesn't go. Yeah, it doesn't go for it. Doesn't go for it. I mean, the army's so far forward. He could totally pick off one Rax. Stalkers, he's going for it. Let's get the buildings. The buildings are on the road. No, the CC is further ahead. Starport goes down. He gets one Starport, gets one of the Raxes as well. Storms will zone. We left the buildings alone, Bappy. Down to 3 Raxes. 3 Raxes left. Ooh. Nice EMPs. Very nice EMPs. Hearthstone gets caught. Hearthstone gets caught out. Ay, ay, ay. Lambo, yeah, it's too late. It's too late to dive in. Oof. Yeah, brutal pickups there. Hearthstone goes for Marauders. And Hearthstone, it looks like he will be chased down. He will lose everything. So Hearthstone is out. His main army has crumbled. At the same time, these buildings are still on their own, by the way. Yo, Corruptors, go for it. The buildings are on their own. He's racing over. This is it. No shot. The orbital is bottom right, by the way. So Mara, he's hiding his orbital bottom right. There was an opportunity there. Yo, Mara, he's gonna be careful with the placement of his buildings, by the way. Like, he's gonna be careful about it. Corruptors, they can find more of these Raxes. They will. Potentially 2. It's going to be 1 Rax going down. So again, 3 Raxes, 1 orbital. What's scary is that Lambo and Hearthstone, they don't know where the base is, right? Like, they don't know where the orbital is specifically. They have no vision there. They have no idea. It's on a zone. Like, if they find it, this will die. 100%. It will die. And then they can get permanent vision on the Raxes. Like, the scariest thing that could happen here is that Lambo and Hearthstone, they decide to just commit to ape in to kill these final buildings. But then then obviously there's a building missing here, and they lose their army for it, right? Because of the orbital bottom right. But once again, like, they're just abandoned. They're so careless with these Raxes. They're on their own. This should be the death of 2 of them, right? Gets at least 1. Yeah, 1 will burn. There's no repair. But again, guys, we got to protect them, Bappy. Like, I understand that there's still an orbital out there as well, but I mean, still, like, like, this is it. Like, once again, we just leave them alone. Guys, look after your buildings. Like, again, in a head-on fight, like, the Maru and Zaun, they have the superior army, 100%. At the same time, I would say that Lambo is not being too opportunistic when it comes to trying to punish this. Like, there have been multiple times with the Raxes where the buildings have been left a little bit too far behind, but I'm sure in the back of their mind, they're also trying to figure out where the orbital is. At least I hope that that's what they're thinking. I hope they should be thinking, like, we keep seeing the Raxes, where's the orbital? Like, what's going on? Like, they've seen a couple of scans as well, so they know that the orbital has been landing somewhere. I hope that they're able to piece 2 and 2 together. Meanwhile, Harsum, he's been able to get an economy back up and running somewhat. Does he find it? Where are we going? Where are we going, Harsum? We looking? He's looking. Oh no, you're so close, Harsum. You're so close. Once again, the Raxes are left on their own. And again, like, we got to be thinking, once these Raxes go down, like, where's everything else? Oh, does catch fire, so it will die. Again, there's only 1 Rax left with the army. And it's on Zaun and Maru. They've bled out like 5 or 6 Raxes throughout the course of the past couple of minutes. Like, didn't have to happen. He finds it! Oh my god. Yeah, he finds a massive win here for Harsum. They find it. The orbital goes down. And now they can just ape in. Now they're going to be revealed. And now they can just ape into that Rax. Yeah, you can see that Zaun and Maru, they know they have to go back to the Rax. The final building. And again, they were just so careless these past couple of minutes. I mean, it would have been a difficult win for them anyway, but I mean, they have the superior army. Like, you've seen that, like, Lambo and Harsum, they could never fight this. They could never engage. Yes. All right, come at us, Pappy. Come at us. Again, it's only 1 Rax on half HP. Oh god, Jesus. Yeah, they know. Yeah, they know. They just mass EMP. This is Maru and Zaun having fun. Like they realize that they've lost the game. So Maru, he just EMP'd all of Zaun's army. Because they know that there's no shot. I mean, they could have been a chance, to be fair, but I mean, it's too late now. GG. They kill their own building. GG, well played. They have their own way of forfeiting here, as Lambo and Harsum, they do take the win. GG. Whew. GG, well played. See, that's how you GG out, Pappy. That's how you GG. Just kill your own building. But GG, well played. Congratulations, Lambo and Harsum. They do take a lead here for Shopify. Crazy game, very intense. And again, that could have gone either way. The reality is that Zaun and Maru, they had built a terrifying army. That, once again, to emphasize, Lambo and Harsum, they could never engage. Like in a head-on fight, they could never engage. They could never fight head-on. That's why they were just losing base after base after base. Of course, Lambo had the economy to just keep building, and had a bank to keep building more hatcheries to rotate. But if the armies ever clashed, like Zaun and Maru, they would win. They would win that fight, and they could snowball out of control. Unfortunately, again, as they were rotating, they were a little bit careless. Because buildings are so slow, they were a little bit cavalier, and throughout the course of the finale of the last 10 minutes of that game, they were bleeding out starports, factories, Raxes, CCs. Like, they were bleeding off those buildings, and to the point where GG, well played. Whew, oh my god. Went down to the wire, Pappy. Went down to the wire. GG, well played. Congratulations. Again, Shopify does take a lead in the series, but there is still 1 more game to go. At least 1 more game to go. Let's go, Pappy. Let's go. As we catch up with the overall match list here, Shopify, they lead at 2-1, and we're up to the final game. The final game here of this series, potentially. If Team Vitality, if Ryung can win here against Scarlet, then we can force the ace match. We can force the ace match. This can go all the way to Tourmaline. That will be the ace match where teams going to be fielding their ace player. Otherwise, if Scarlet can win here and now, that will be the win. That will be the series for Shopify. So the pressure is on, and really great to see Scarlet again. Again, Scarlet, she has not played in a long time. Like, she has been on a big hiatus. She's been on a big break. Scarlet has been MIA, focusing on, of course, other aspects of her life. But yeah, with this is making her return, is marking her return here in a ZVT. Let's go. And we'll see how informed, how in shape is Scarlet. We have also heard that Scarlet is going to be one of the invited players for the event that's going to be happening in China. For those that are curious, there's a big kind of like StarCraft celebration happening in China in celebration of the Chinese servers returning, and Scarlet is going to be a part of that event. She's one of the invited players. Likewise, Scarlet is also going to Stellafest. Stellafest is a big event happening in a couple of weeks in Canada, and Scarlet's also going to be traveling to that. So this is kind of marking the return of Scarlet back into form, back into practice mode, as she will be taking part in some offline events. But here we go, spawning in the right-hand corner of Andromeda. We have the Canadian Zerg player player, we have the Red Zerg representing Shopify. It is Scarlet. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have her opponents. We have the blue Terran player with the blue Terran. We have the South Korean Terran for Team Vitality. It is Ryung. Here we go. As again, it has been a couple of months since Scarlet has been actively competing. So great to see the return of Scarlet here. But as I mentioned, the question becomes, how informed is she, right? Like, yes, Scarlet is getting ready for the Invitational, for the show match that's happening in China. Yes, is getting ready for Stellarfest. But how much have we been laddering? How much have we been practicing? Let's go. For now, Hatch Gas Pool, standard opener out of Scarlet. Meanwhile, Ryung going to be opening up back at home as well, going for a standard opener. And we'll see how Ryung will approach this. Ryung, he is very diverse when it comes to his play. If you remember, we did cast Ryung versus Solar recently. They had a crazy back and forth best of 5, which went all the way to the ace match, if you recall. I believe it was the semifinals. I believe it was the best of 5 between the two of them. Went all the way to game 5. Ryung could have taken down Solar as well. It was a very close, very intense match. Ryung, he went for a different build every game. We saw some mech, we saw 2-racks Reaper, we saw 3-racks, we saw some bio play, we saw some more committed timings as well. We saw some Hellbat pushes. Like, Ryung, he had a different build every game in that series against Solar. Even had some crazy greed as well. It was impressive, but the reality is best of 1. Right, this is a best of 1. Anything can happen. She can't be too informed. She's playing Zerg. True. Smurge. It's a smurge, baby, smurge. Ryung does poke in. Pokes in, pulls away. Scarlet's taking the linear third base. Interesting. Going for the linear third here on Andromeda. Spinning away from Ryung. Ryung going for a third CC before Starport. Economic build here out of Ryung. Likewise, standard opener out of Scarlet. Everything looking normal for the time being. Can you upload this game to YouTube? Every game that we cast is uploaded to YouTube. It's all there. It's all on YouTube. Every series. Oh. As from here we have our standard follow-up, and we'll see where Ryung does take us. Getting zone 1-1-1. Add-on swap into set Banshee play. Everything's looking normal so far. Likewise, I'm curious to see, never mind. I was gonna say I'm curious to see if Scarlet does decide to go into something a little bit more diverse in her play as well. In the latest patch, we've had the recent changes to Spire play. We have seen players attempt to play Muta with mixed success. I will say that it has been mixed. We've seen some success, we've seen some failings, but Scarlet is going Roach. So Roaches are on the way. Very safe way to play. Very safe way to open up. This is not indicative of aggression yet. This can eventually lead into a Roach-based all-in, that is true. But for the time being, we're kind of calming things down. We're settling in. Roaches initially to survive, to be safe, and we'll see if we commit. Sometimes they lose spectacularly. I mean, if you were watching Solo versus Maru yesterday, I mean, Solo did defeat Maru. You could argue that maybe not because of mutas. It was mutas, then he went for a hearts, then he switched out of mutas into Ling Main Hydra. But did start with Spire play, if you're watching. As drone's going to be going down. A-drone Zuful. Ay. Yeah, A-drone kills early on. That is brutal damage here for only 4 Hellions. What is scary about this is that this was a Roach-based opener. This is meant to be safe. This is meant to be a safe opener here from Scarlet, and does lose a bunch of workers. So a bit of a shaky start here from our Zerg. Ryung behind this, going into bio. Thankfully. Again, Ryung, he's not opposed to whipping out mech from time to time, as we mentioned before. Did play some mech against Solar. But here is calming down. Getting to stim, double E-base, double upgrades. And he's still not done. Ooh, gets into the mineral line. Workers, they try to pull away. Some of them are lining up, and so far that's going to be another 4 drone kills. Nothing major, but 4 extra workers do go down, 12 in total for 6 Hellions. Hellions, they do not scale well into a longer game, so you do want to get rid of them, and trading them for drones is good enough. As Banshees, they do get into the bases. No Spore. Yeah, Spore's out of position. It was further forward. More drones do go down. No Spore here at the third base either. This is becoming critical damage. This is getting out of hand. The Hellions plus Banshee harass. Guys, 7 more drone kills. And both Banshees, they survive. Not like this, Matthew. Not like this. Oh, God, we're still not done. Getting an 8th drone. We are getting to 1-1 upgrades, and because of all this damage that's being dealt, Scarlet may just commit to an all-in, right? Like this may just be critical damage to the point where we just rally across the map. For now, Scarlet is... never mind, we're taking up. Okay, with the station bit, redroning, Scarlet is going to try to recover. So it's redroning, resaturating. Yeah, 12 more drones on the way. Does mean that Ryung can get comfortable. And so far, at least we're doubling down on roaches. With the infestation mode, we can get into some safety infestors to support the army. Second pit is on the way. Oh, that is a little bit brutal. So a bit of a misstep here from Scarlet. Getting a second pit. I mean, normally it wouldn't be the biggest of deals, but because we've taken so much economic damage here, it hurts that much more. Drone pulls in, pulls away. Building up his army. For now, still just going for drop play. I wouldn't be opposed to an A-Rax, but Ryung, he does take his gases. Indicative of a second factory, indicative of a 4th CC. So Ryung just focusing on his drops. Setting up for the push. Never mind. He does have his A-Rax set up. The gases here are actually indicative of a concussive shell of a heavy marauder composition. Okay. And I'm not opposed to an A-Rax here. Just because he's done, I should say, so much damage across the map. Ryung has popped up, has crippled Scarlet. And the eventual move out here, it's gonna be terrifying. How many infestors? Scarlet, she has 2 infestors on the way. Working towards Ling Bane Roach Ravager. We have Baneling speed in production. We have +1 melee, Ling speed as well. Scarlet is getting there. Now, with a well-placed fungal, Scarlet can still shut this down. But, oh god, like this move out, this specific entry point here is brutal. Ryung has a high ground, has a choke point as well. Infestors are ready. Again, 2 infestors, 2 fungals. First one does land. Yeah, decent fungal here, does graze the army. 1 fungal left. Ryung is moving in. Ryung is moving in. Baneling speed is still not yet done. We attempt to flank, we attempt to surround. Banelings, they graze the army, no major connections though. And Ryung has done it. Ryung will just snowball out of control, breaks through the main army, stints on in. And again, this was just a shaky game here for Scarlet, losing so many drones at the start of the game to the Hellions, to the Banshees. It was critical damage, and that's why this push looks so devastating, because Scarlet just sustained too many losses leading up to this. And then bam, here comes the A-Rax. GG gets called, and Ryung ties up the series. We are going to the ace match. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Ryung does tie things up. We're going all the way to game 5. Again, a really shaky game here from Scarlet. As we mentioned before, Scarlet has been missing in action for quite some time, so we're not really too certain as to the current state of play that Scarlet is in. But here, just really rocky starts with the initial Hellion harass. Hellions, they dealt critical damage. The Banshee follow-up as well was brutal, and it meant that from there, I was curious. I assumed that Scarlet was going to go for an all-in, right? You just took so much damage, an all-in would make sense. Scarlet chose not to all-in, chose to drone, and try to recover economically, which is a very difficult thing to do, especially on Andromeda, which does favor 3-base play. Winding it back, Ryung went for a 3-base all-in, 8 racks. He did take his gases, but that was just for Marauder production. Let's have extra gas for Marauders, went for the 3-base all-in, committed across the map, and it hits so hard here on Andromeda. GG, well played. With that, we do have our ace match, the final game here, the final game of the series of the broadcast here tonight. We are tied up 2-2, and the final game is going to be on Tourmaline. Let's go. Okay, now the question becomes, who is our ace player? Who do we field here? Now, I mentioned this before, that when it comes to ace players, when it comes to who is likely to be fielded here, in my mind, for Shopify, Byun is the strongest player on the team. He is typically the ace player, but at the same time, if you feel like you know who your opponent is going to be sending out, you can try to snipe, right? You can try to snipe your opponent instead. So if you feel like Maru is going to be the ace player, then you can try to pick him off, right? If Hearthstone, if Scarlet, if Lambo, if they have a specialized build for someone like Maru, then they can try to snipe him on Tourmaline. Tourmaline, I would say, is similar to Andromeda. It does have a very open area at the 3rd base, so 3-base play and 3-base pushes can hit very hard on Tourmaline. So we'll see how our players do approach this. Yeah, we'll see who decides to step up and to step into the ring. Let's go. From both teams. From both sides. Here we go. Ryung did obtain the game, and it looks like we have our deciding players here. Okay, this is gonna be wild, actually. So we do have our Shopify player, does make sense. It is going to be Byun. So Byun does step in as the ace player for Shopify Rebellion. Meanwhile, for Team Vitality, who did they pick? Who did they field? Ryung. TVT Sniper Ryung. Okay. I do like this. I do like this choice here for Team Vitality. Ryung, he has arguably the best TVT in the world. Now, in saying that, not saying that he will win 100%, it's still a best of 1, right? It's still a best of 1. Still anything can and will happen. So it's still going to be quite wild here between the two players. And this can still go either way. But it's going to be a TVT. It's going to be a TVT here to end the best of 5. Let's go. Let us go. Game dev taking Ryung to the ace match. Oh, the game dev versus the caster. True. Versus the tuner. As spawning in the top right hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the South Korean Terran player. Un momento. Yeah, we have the South Korean Terran, we have the Red Terran representing Shopify Rebellion, we have the ace player himself, it is Byun. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Terran player, we have the Blue Terran representing Team Vitality, it is Ryung. Here we go, the ace player for Vitality, vámonos papi, vámonos. And welcome to Tourmaline. Tourmaline is a map that we have yet to really feature at all during our broadcast here, at least during this tournament. We have featured it in the past. As we mentioned before, we have our natural that's relatively secure here, and we have our 3rd base. The triangular 3rd at least is a little bit more further out, and as you can see, there's a massive entrance here in between the natural and the 3rd expansion. Likewise, a wide entrance at the 3rd base as well. It's very open. It's a very open map here in between the natural and the 3rd, and at the 3rd base as well. So that's why we did emphasize that aggression is favored on this map. Like 3-base play can hit very hard on Tourmaline, and we'll see how a TVT does unfold here. Likewise, the rush distance, true. You can see it's very direct. The rush distance by ground is very direct. It's just a straight line. Just a straight line from natural to natural base. You can see the SUV, you can see the minimap. Just one straight line. There's no ramps. There's no high ground. There's no points of elevation. There's no terrain really stopping you from just walking across like this. So, yeah, this is one of the reasons why I didn't really place Tourmaline too highly during our judging process. Just because it's very open, it's very direct as well. Aggression is going to be favored here. It has a bit of a longer rush distance, which might help. True, like it's longer compared to say like 10,000 feet or Andromeda, for example. But yeah, it can be quite intense. Quite intense. Ryung does go for his own double gas opener, double gas into a delayed CC. Likewise, we see a more economic start out of Byun going single gas into a faster command center. So if Ryung is going to be the aggressor, Byun should be the defender, at least early on. We have our rolls. We'll see how we take it. So Ryung does move out. Does move out across the map. From here, going to be poking in. Oh! We do see a better engage here by Byun, catching out the first Reaper, not bad. First Reaper does fall. Nice pickoff, nice start. As we are getting into our follow-ups. Oh, Ryung rushing into a very fast third CC. Third CC is on the way. That's a third CC before Starport. Hyper greed here out of Ryung. Very cheeky. Very cheeky here from our Korean Terran player. We'll see if Byun will be able to keep up with his greed or will be able to punish him. Now suddenly the pressure is going to be on Byun as he has gotten zero scouting information, has no idea what Ryung has been up to. No idea, not yet. So we have a second Rax on the way, so big delay in the starports to be able to make this happen. So there's going to be no drop play, no harassment, no Vikings, no Ravens. Again, Ryung is going to be very vulnerable. Yo, if we see a second starport, that could just be game. Now just waiting for the tech. Ryung getting to zone 3, 1-1 setup. Again, big delay on set starports. Heavy production on the Marines, on the bio. Delayed third CC here by Byun, so he's not going for a 2-base all in. And again, he has no information. Like Byun, he's seen nothing. He's seen nothing. He knows nothing. And Ryung should get away with it. Oh, catching out the Hellion. Hellion does get caught. So I'll try to speak closer to the microphone. Ah. But yeah, Byun has been very passive. He's been very passive. He's been very defensive. He hasn't really had any presence on the map whatsoever. So in the end, Ryung, he will come out ahead. Getting to his own upgrades. 1-1 is on the way. Stim is on the way. Third base is now being taken. Now, what does Byun have to compensate for this? Of course, Byun has the higher tank count. Byun has got more tanks. He's got Ravens as well, which does have a lot of a micro potential. And of course, ability, like opportunity there. To disable, to move in. So army-wise, Byun, he has a little more of a complex army that can be more efficient, for sure. But we'll see if we can make use of it. As it's a little more tech-heavy. Scan into the main base, gets eyes on the mass bio. On the fact that there's just no factory production as well. True. That is a tell. And we might just slow things down here. Like, at this point, Beyond can't really be active on the map. He'll be caught up by the Marines. So he's taking his third base, taking a defensive stance. We're going full TVT, Pappy. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. I mean, Ryung, he can now be active on the map. He has the upgrade lead. He's got his medevacs. He has mass marine. He has a much more mobile composition. Beyond, he is going to be threatening to push right down the center. Does threaten to move out. Ryung is responding. Ryung, he's trying to respond. Ooh, as the Ravens do overextend, losing one. Okay, the one Raven goes down. Full NG as well. They're up control here by Beyond. Likewise, not the best to table either. But he's stimming in. Boys are being pulled. The tank is exposed. And why is that? Ryung's across the map. Yeah, Ryung is across the map. We're in for the base raid. All these SCVs, they're left on their own. And Ryung, he doesn't get into the main. Uh-oh. He doesn't quite get in. The tanks are on their own. Beyond, he does rotate over. More boys are being pulled. More SCVs going to be going down. And nice target firing out of Beyond. Takes down the tank. Takes down the main army. And these forces for Ryung, they haven't really done anything. They're killing a CC, but that doesn't matter. Yeah, it's not enough. It's not enough damage. It's taking too much time. Dropping into the main base. And in the midst of all this chaos, Beyond, he comes out on top. He comes out on top. He breaks through the natural. 25 SCV kills. Again, this job has not done enough. It's just been so delayed. Again, he just delayed the third CC. That's all he accomplished. Este Ryung. Not like this, Pappy. Not like this. And Ryung, he's stuck on a one base economy. He's stuck on one base. He's got all these workers here in the bottom right. They at least survived. Ryung coming back home. Does turn around. Does come back. Oh, we're setting up with the surround. Oh, we're too soon. Ryung is a little bit too soon here. The surround is not quite there. He'll lose all these Marines. Mistimed. Honestly, if he brought everything together at once, that might have been enough. Yeah, the boys are now coming in. These tanks will fall. The tools were there, but the execution was lacking for Ryung. He had what he needed. But at least he does regain his third. His third base is back up. He still has full saturation. Ryung, he's hanging in there. Meanwhile, Beyond, okay, he's snubbling out of control. Where he takes his third, he's up by 20 workers. He's pushing across the map with a massive army. And again, Ryung, he had a nice start. He had a nice start to the game. He got away with a lot of greed, but the drops, the move outs, they just passed by each other. And Ryung just didn't accomplish enough with his own drop. Did not do enough damage. Beyond, he distracts. Main army moves in. Tank is exposed. Ryung's out of position. And with that, Beyond, he has done it. Once again, he does wedge himself in between the bases. We spoke earlier just how accessible this natural is, specifically on Tourmaline. That's a kill. Oof. That's a kill on the CC. The bio army pops up. And with that, Beyond, he can stim, and he can win. The final points are being pulled. No. 30 more SCV kills. Ryung, he's surviving. It's fine. Copium. We're down to 12 SCVs. 12 SCVs remaining. We got 12 workers. We're down to what exactly? We're down to 15 Marines, 1 tank, 4 medevacs, and a dream. As again, they find to make it out of the group, but GG gets called as Beyond does overwhelm, and Beyond will take the series at 3-2, claiming the win for Shopify. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Congratulations here. Congratulations to Bjorn, as he does claim the series does take the win for Shopify just barely. Again, the series went all the way to the ace match, the only ace match of tonight's broadcast. GG, well played. Again, when it came to the builds, Ryung was very greedy. He was very, very greedy here, but he was able to get away with that greed. He was able to build up in towards a higher marine count, better upgrades as well. He moved that across the map. And what did he do? He denied a third base. He denied a base. Meanwhile, Bjorn just went right down mid. He had a higher tank count. He wedged himself in between the bases. We spoke about how the rush distance, the attack path, is very direct on Tourmaline, and the area coming into the natural is very open as well. It's just a wide open entrance into the natural in between the bases, and Bjorn just made full use of that. Set up his tanks. Had some miscontrol with his Ravens, of course. The Ravens are a little bit lackluster, so it could have been a little bit cleaner execution out of Bjorn, but regardless, broke in, broke through. GG, well played. And again, Ryung just wasn't able to achieve enough across the map. And with that, I believe we have confirmation. Shopify, they take down Streamer Zone, they take down Vitality, and Shopify, they will be advancing on into the playoffs. GG, well played. So with that, GG, well played. With that, Shopify, they will be advancing on. GG, well played. With that, Shopify, they will advance on, and that means that Team Vitality and Streamer Zone are knocked out of the tournament. They are knocked out of the Crank Gather Season 2 team match. They are out, and that means we have our top 4 teams. We have our top 4 teams remaining here, and let's catch up on the bracket itself. Let's go. Yeah, let us go. Un momento, papi, un momento. We can all have a look together here. Bam. Beautiful. Okay, so from the top, we did, of course, yesterday we were live with the preliminary stage. Again, this is a 6-team invitational. We have Basilisk, Shopify, Team Liquid, Team Vitality, Streamer Zone, and Team Falcons. We have 6 teams in total. If you missed it, we were live yesterday with the preliminary stage, so I do recommend those VODs. We had a lot of really fun matches. This was basically seeding matches to determine who advances on to the playoffs and who had to play today. So that's where Basilisk, Team Liquid, and Team Falcons were, because they did advance onto the playoffs. They took today off. Scrolling down, this was the group stage. We just covered it. Shopify took down Streamer Zone took down Vitality, and Shopify took down Vitality as well. Shopify, they came out on top with a 2-0 scoreline, undefeated in the group stage. That means that, again, Streamer Zone and Vitality, they are out of the tournament. Shopify does advance on, and bam, this is the final standings for the playoffs, the final bracket. It's going to be Basilisk versus Shopify and Team Falcons versus Team Liquid. Who do we have to face off? It is going to be Basilisk versus Shopify. We have Cyril versus Harstem. Oh my god. Cyril versus Harstem. Rainer versus Bjorn. We have the 2v2 with Cyril and Trigger once again. Cyril and Trigger versus Bjorn and Harstem. No Lambo? Oh, okay. I don't know if something else is going on. I just realized Lambo's not a part of the 2v2. Lambo's not here at all. Lambo, he's not available. Okay, so no Lambo here. And Scarlet versus Trigger. So they're gonna have to do this without a Rambo, papi. Without Team Rambo either. Remember, I was saying that Lambo and Harstem, in my mind, they're the best 2v2 team in the league right now, but they're not gonna be featured. Yeah, so when Shopify needed Lambo most, he's gone, papi. Where is he? He's coaching Rainer. He's oh no. Oh no. He's turned on his team, baby. Not like this, not like this. But yeah, so there's no Lambo, none in this lineup here for Shopify versus Basilisk. Meanwhile, we have Team Falcons versus Team Liquid. We have Rogue versus Mana. We have Solar versus Clem. Bunny and Rogue teaming up once again against Clem and Mana. Interesting duo. And then we have Bunny versus Cure at the end of said series. No Skillus this time. Yeah, Skillus is missing, replaced by Mana. So Mana does step in instead. Again, we're going to be featuring that final TBT as well towards the end of that match. And again, these are going to be a series that we cover tomorrow. Remember, as we mentioned before, these matches, I mean, you can see it here. They're live. Currently live right now, but they're live in Korean over on the Chijik platform. We will not be casting this in English until tomorrow, as we cannot cast it live, not on Twitch or on YouTube, if we were to cast it live, it would have to be on Chijik, which we've done before, but again, not many people, not many of the international viewers in the international scene, not many of them do tune in to the Chijik platform to watch us. So we get more viewership here, even if it's a day later, even if it's via replays, we do get more eyes on us here with a replay cast instead of live casting, which is the unfortunate reality. So so it's a little bit smudged, a little bit of a feels bad, man, in the sense that, you know, well, we could cast a live, but it's not really worth it. So with that, we are going to be live with these matches tomorrow. Tomorrow, in less than 24 hours, we'll be live with day one of the playoffs. Day one of the playoffs, and again, we got a lot of matches here, a lot of matches in said playoffs, working into the grand finals, multiple days, as we mentioned, a full week of Team League content of the Crank Gathers Season 2 tournament. Oh boy. Let's go. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. A little bit of a longer broadcast here tonight with 4 hours and 20 minutes. Let's go. So thank you so much. With that, we're going to be wrapping up for the time being, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for day one of the playoffs. When it comes to the rest of our schedule, bam, you can see it here before you. Very quickly, it's just a full day of it's just a full day of Crank Team League, pappy. Here we are, Tuesday evening, we just wrapped up. You can see Wednesday evening we're going to be live. Thursday morning we'll be live, because in the evening we have the podcast. So we're going to be shaking up the schedule a little bit on Thursday with 2 casts. Then of course Friday and Saturday we're going to be wrapping up the tournaments. Going to be wrapping up the Crank Gathers Season 2. Gathers Team Season 2, and of course we have Tuning Cup on Sunday. So again, we have our schedule. It's a little bit leaner in a sense. We do have our mornings free somewhat, but that's for good reason. It's my birthday today. It's 1 a.m. here on the 29th of October. So normally we do cast Pegasus Cup. Pegasus Cup is going to be in a couple of hours, but gonna be spending some time with the family, gonna head out and gonna spend some time with the family instead. So alas, we'll not be able to cast Pegasus Cup. We'll be enjoying said birthday. So that's the plan, that's the goal at least. I might stream tomorrow. I don't have a lot of time though. Like, I gotta spend some time with the bunnies, gotta go out with the family. We got casting to do in the evening. I might have like a small cheeky birthday stream. We'll see. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Happy birthday! Thank you. I share. There's so many people in StarCraft with the same birthday. I believe I share my birthday with MMA. I know MMA, the Korean Terran player. He also has the 29th, and I think Loco as well. I think Loco is also on the 29th, and there might be another, but everyone's born on the same day. It's like. But thank you, Poppy. Thank you. Do appreciate it. Gonna head off, gonna get some rest, and get ready for tomorrow. So yeah, thanks for watching. And again, I might stream tomorrow. We'll see. Very tentative on that one. If you're curious, exclamation mark light in the chat. I do not stream on this channel. Whenever I stream on my whenever I have a personal stream, usually it's over on twitch.tv /light_VIP. We do kind of leave the Cranky Ducklings just for casting, just for StarCraft. Otherwise, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego. Yeah, papi, yeah.